Hello everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to update your WordPress sites now that you've created the account. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here, and I'm going to use my email and username to sign in. And once you do that, you'll be brought to this reader page. And as you scroll down, you'll see that these are basically blogs that I follow, blogs that were similar to mine. And you may want to follow other blogs. It's kind of like a social feature to WordPress where you can, just like Twitter, follow different accounts that you might be interested in. Some ways to find other blogs that might be similar to yours is just by clicking Discover. This is where they feature the best of WordPress, where you can follow other good authors. You can also get recommended blogs, and then you can also look under tags and start adding some different tags that you might be interested in that might pop up for you to follow as well. So anyway, that's what happens when you first log into WordPress. You get this kind of reader site. But how we update sites in this class is by clicking on My Sites. Once you've clicked there, you'll see this interactive dashboard that tells you how many views your page has gotten, how many likes it's gotten, and just kind of lots of different stats about your particular blog. Now, we're not really going to be using this dashboard, although it has a lot of good information. The other, what we call the, this is a visual dashboard, we're going to another type of dashboard that lets you get a lot more functionality, and it's called this WP Admin. Usually you'll see it at the bottom of this navigation area once you're logged in, and you can go ahead and click WP Admin to log in that way. If you do not see this WP Admin, what you can do is in another tab of your browser is type in your website. In my case, it's sjmcblog.wordpress.com. And then you're going to type in WP-admin. And that is another way to log into this administrative site. Okay? So, again, once you're logged in with your credentials, either you'll see the link down here where it says WP-admin, or you'll go to your website, .wordpress.com, and then type in WP-admin. Either way, you'll be brought to this dashboard. And this is the dashboard that we're going to use to update our post. Now, this is kind of like it's just the back end of your website. It's the nuts and bolts, looking under the hood of your actual site, where you get to create pages and posts and manage comments and change the appearance. And if you want to change your theme, you would do that here under Appearance, Themes. There's all kinds of access points that you have and settings that you can create. Now, what we're going to do in this tutorial is I'm going to show you how to create a new post. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Posts. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my blog in another window so I can see what I'm doing. And go ahead and click back on Post. So that way, any post that you create, any update you make, you can also view its changes here in the next tab. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add New, and that's how I'm going to create the new post. Now, this is where we can add a title. And depending on what your topic is, this is where you would begin writing your story. So I might want to say, this is the School of Journalism and Mass Comm blog site, I might say Alumna Visits Texas State, if that's what my story was about. Now here is what they call the WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get editor. You might see it like this. There's a visual view where you get all these different icons within your post, and then there's another little toolbar toggle that you can click and you get even more features. So this is your chance to start writing your blog post, and I can say something like Wednesday, SJMC alumna D Capilla came to San Marcos to visit students in the fundamentals of digital and online media course. So if that was my blog post, and go ahead and you can write as much or as little as you want to about that. What we're looking for in a quality post is about 5 sentences per paragraph, and we're looking for about 3 paragraphs. Okay, so that's pretty much bare minimum of any blog you read will have at least that much text. So go ahead and fill it up. Once you get past about 5 sentences or so, you probably want to add a new paragraph and move on. You might also want to start using headlines, where you can just grab a certain word and bold it, and then go to the next line, and you can kind of make it scannable, and that's kind of what we talked about in class. You can also take different pieces of text and classify it not just as paragraphs, but you can make headings. You know, if you want to make different size headings, you would do that here. So that way your site has subtitles and it doesn't just have lots of long blocks of text. Another feature that you could do within your post is that you could obviously add bolds, you can add italics. Anything that you select will be obviously, just like Word, selectable here on the toolbar. Now if I wanted to add a bullet list, I'll go ahead and create a new paragraph and click the bullet list button. Okay, now it turned it into a bullet list. It's very simple to add those. You can also turn that into a numbered list if you wanted to do a countdown or something like that. We've also got options for block quotes, and what that does is it allows you to create a little area of text. If Dee came and she said something that was very interesting that I wanted to quote her on, I could add those quotes here. And I can grab this whole line of text and do the block quote button. And what that's going to do is it's going to indent it, and it'll also look a little bit different when we view it. It'll look like it's a pull quote. Then you've also got other options if you wanted to divide different areas of your post. You could add this horizontal line. Sometimes people like to do that just to make sure different areas of content are divided up. You can also align different things, align left, right, centered. I recommend just sticking with the left alignment, in which case you wouldn't really have to use that very much. So those are some options you have. You also have some underline options. You can change the text color. Again, I don't really recommend doing that unless you have a really good reason to do it, just because it can become more distracting than anything. But yeah, WordPress gives you options to change the text color. And then there are just some other options. If I liked the way that this was numbered, but I want to increase the indents, I could just go ahead or decrease them. You can indent things back and forth. And so you have an undo option as well. So go ahead and experiment with these toolbar items. And there's some more options for you in the Blogging Basics spreadsheet, or I'm sorry, the PDF that I have in last week's online module. But we also want to not just write our posts full of text, but we also want to add images. And the way to add images within WordPress is just click Add Media, and you would upload a file. And these are original photos that we're looking for. So if there was a certain photo that I took that was something that I wanted to put on my site, say I took this photo of faculty member, could upload that and post that in there. Now over here on the right you have some options. You could give it this title, and give this person a title, so Priska in her office. You can also add a caption if you want to. Alt text, that's going to help with search results and usability, accessibility. So I would write Priska office School of Journalism. Basically we're trying to think of keywords that would be good with Google search results. Then down here we can choose an alignment. I'm going to just choose left, make it left aligned. Then I'm not going to have a link. It's not going to link to anything. And then third, you can choose a size for this. Medium size is just fine for me. And go ahead and press Insert into Post. And you can see that that's basically what happened. It did exactly what I wanted to do. Now I can go back and edit that photo just by clicking back here, and if I want to edit something within the photo, I can do so. You can also add any advanced options. When we start working with HTML, we could, maybe you'll know more what these mean, but for now, go ahead, and that's pretty much going to be just enough for us for this project. Now another thing that you could do within these photos, you could edit it right within WordPress. I noticed that there's a lot of headspace up here, so I could just grab the photo and crop it. And I'm going to go ahead and click the crop button and then save it. And there, now I can do a little crop. So there's lots of little things that you could do within WordPress to make the image a little bit better. But in general, that is just very simply how to add an image. Now you can add another image down here if you want to, anywhere really. You can just go ahead and click on it, and maybe for this one I want to align it to the right. Go ahead and click Insert into Post, and there's the photo right there to the right. Another thing that we're going to want to do is every single post in WordPress that you submit for this class must be submitted, must use a link. Okay, so if I wanted to link the word Fundamentals of Digital and Online Media, and I wanted to link to our course site, what I would do is select the word, then I'm going to click on this link button, and then I'm going to actually type in the URL to our class site. So http://johnsmickley.com/digital. That is our class site, and I want this to open in a new tab, because if they're reading along on this blog post and I'm telling them to go to another site, I want them to stay on my site, but if they want to click on this site, I'd like for it to open a new tab so they don't leave my site, so they can still also stay there. So that's the basics. I know it doesn't look the best, obviously, because this really is just a practice post, but this is really what a lot of your posts should look like. It should have about 3 paragraphs of content. It should have a link. It should have an image, and it should be scannable. It should be something with good quality content. Now, I can go ahead and publish it right away, or I could schedule it. And so what I might want to do is click the edit button, and I could schedule it for tomorrow. If I was writing this, I would recommend, if you're writing this post at 2 a.m., probably not a good idea to publish it at 2 a.m. You probably want to schedule it for the next morning. So you might want to click something like, okay, let's go February 9th, and I'll choose it, to go out at 10 a.m., 10:49 a.m. You press OK, and now it says you can schedule it. Okay. I also, if I want to preview it, I'll just go ahead and click Preview, and it opens up my preview, and it's a chance for you to, before you publish it, make sure that it looks exactly how you want it to look before you actually publish it, because that's a big button. When you press Publish, it's gonna go to the world. So there's also some other options within the categories. You could add different categories for this for within your blog, and we can talk about that in another tutorial on what the categories exactly do. And same with tags. Tags will just help with search engine optimization, and we'll talk more about that as the semester goes on. But if I was done, I would just go ahead and press Schedule or Publish, and it would go ahead and publish to the blog. I'm going to go to one that's already been done. That way you get a better idea of what we're looking at. And this is pretty much what a good post should probably look like. It's got some good content, it's got the photo, it's got the link, and not just one link, but several links. It's got some categories, it's got the tags listed there, and then it was published. And you can see that it was published on the site just a few days ago. And there it is. And that's basically what we're looking for when you're adding posts to WordPress.